Let's
We're
go.
back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Raised and Confused, the world's greatest tech podcast about random things in tech / live stream. How's everybody doing?
There's been a few changes around here, and I'm
There
going
have
to clear
been.
up the elephants in the room. First of all, our new logo, which after paying $100 for 20-something logos, none of them were good, but luckily I used Canva Premium with the background remover. We got that. All right, Chris, you're going to have to point to this one. We got the Slack Live. Okay, this Slack, we are going to sell your data. We're going to scrape, get your IP address. So
Join the Slack. When you come into the Slack community, put your social security number and your mother's maiden name. This is important. It helps us verify that you're a real human. I don't know what we're going to use Slack for, but it's going to be fun. We're going to vibe in there.
Yep, me neither, but get in there. We also have our first sponsor, which I'm personally pumped about. You've seen them in the press. Any publicity is good publicity. They've partnered with Cluely, and coming off a $10 million raise, we're proud to announce Quality Learning Center as our first corporate sponsor.
Shout out. They gave us $40 million for this. $40 million. So we're here to kind of clean up the reputation. And they just thought that a couple of tech dudes would help with that, which I agree with. So
we're the Cracker Barrel rebrand of daycare centers. Yeah. One thing I need to address too is I was playing. Have you heard of the game Goaltimate?
No. What is that?
It's essentially ultimate frisbee, but it's inside. And pretty much what happened is these people came with this jank setup, and there was like all this liquid cement holding the goalposts in, and I ended up getting it all over my hands. And now my hands are like peeling hella bad. And it made me think about the new sports and how much new sports have gotten out of hand. First with pickleball, that's fine. It's like, okay, it's a ripoff of tennis, but now have you heard of paddle?
No.
Oh.
I don't leave the house.
Good for you. Now everyone's like, dude, you got to get on paddle. And I think it's just people who are bad at whatever the current fad is. And they're like, actually, let's like make the ball like half an inch bigger and make the paddle.
So we have tennis and then we have pickleball, and paddle is just a bigger ball pickleball.
Paddle is, here we go. Padel. Let me share this. I'm sure that like 90% of the people watching from San Francisco pay like $200 for reservations. But look, it's the exact same thing, but the racket just is a waffle. And now it's like, look, it's taking over. And now they're going to change all the pickleball courts to paddle courts. And just like, stop.
Is this like a venture-backed company? This feels venture-backed.
Paddle. Paddle funding.
The next wave of, yeah.
The one new sport that I do support is spike ball, because
spike ball's legit.
It's so fun.
I don't know if this.
No way.
I don't know if anything is real or fake anymore.
Dude,
paddle is the fastest growing sport in the world. This can't be right. With 30 million players in 130 countries on over 63,000 courts.
His name is Epic Paddle? Oh, wait. No, that's the company name.
Eric. I thought it was Eric Paddle is like, yeah, paddle. It's all the rage.
I would not be surprised.
This could be like AI slop SEO. But let's see. There is a startup, according to, this is the state of modern media, by the way. I turned my ad blocker off to support journalism. And you get like a pop-up, and then you get like the entire thing is a ServiceNow ad. Shout out to ServiceNow, new sponsor of the podcast. They've paid us $180,000. Minor sponsor relative to the Quality Learning Center, but they're gaining traction. All right. So Epic Paddle, based in Arlington, has announced $10 million seed round to accelerate its efforts to build padel into a mass participation sport in the US. Sounds already mass participation. I don't know what we need the money for.
How do you if you were to start like a new sport, like something even stupider than paddle, because paddle is just convincing people that they should just like spend more money instead of playing pickleball. If you were to start like a spike ball competitor or a new sport, how would you market it? Like, how do you convince people that this shit's fun?
I mean, I think you have to
start with the daycares.
Yeah, you start with the children. I want to make sure all of our channels are connected here. These connected? Yeah. Okay. I mean, I think you have to take like the best thing to do is to take like a celebrity who's already big into one sport, and then just get them as like the off-season ambassador for like your new sport. Like if you got Steph Curry just spike balling on his Instagram, it's game over.
Or like Bill Ackman with tennis, like in his
Yeah.
spare time, he could do something
A
else.
professional tennis player.
I honestly think like what we were talking about, I would just make AI videos of like people playing this game and having a ton of fun. Like the new thing, especially with these like classroom. Have you seen the AI videos of like the teachers freaking out in front of their classes? It's
I
like
clicked on one, and then my entire YouTube Shorts feed just went to like fake planned videos, staged videos of different cheating apps doing like classroom takeovers. I wonder how they book the classroom.
Well, so what I heard from someone in like the productivity, like school space, it started out as real videos where it's like, yeah, all these kids just go in there. And it's funny when like the teacher is like, it's clearly a 22-year-old, but
Right.
now you can't tell. Like then AI agencies started being like, hey, we'll do it with AI. So like this
Stop using chatgpt! I gave you study vision actually helps!
Like that one, this one's clearly AI.
You don't listen!
That guy's face is red.
Stop using chatgpt! I gave you study vision actually helps!
And what is he says something actually helps? I love how it's like, it's always someone raging and he's like, I told you to use schoolfinder.net. That's the only one that works.
Right. Yeah, I wonder, I mean, how many of these things are there? The cheating apps. There's like 1,000.
A billion. Also, is it just me or is everything an app now? Like I feel like it moved from like AI and ChatGPT. Oh, you don't need any apps. You can do everything with ChatGPT. And now my whole X feed is like, here's how to make $100,000 app. I just launched this app. It's making like all this money. And then I download like Calm and Headspace and I can't even do one like fucking chill meditation without like immediately having to pay. And I'm like, bruh, okay, I'm just gonna watch YouTube videos instead.
Yeah. No, it's the also like the endless funnel onboarding that these apps have now, where it's like there was some catchy thing about like toddler reading. And so I was like, all right, I know that at the end of this is going to be like a paid app, but it's like, you're like going through, you're like entering your name, you're entering your kid's name, you're like taking a picture of your dog, you're like uploading your utility bills to this thing, all so that your 4-year-old can learn how to read. And it's like, what do we need all this stuff for? Just like, let me download the app. I'll throw my credit card in. It's 99 cents a month. I don't care. But all of this like retention stuff of like, oh, you have to like lead people further and further down these like free funnels. And then they're like suckered into adding the credit card. Like sometimes even if you just want to pay for the thing, you can't. It's crazy.
Right. And then
Control.
They'll be like, do you really want to cancel? Your utility bill is this high. So here's one thing that I kind of got into a rabbit hole with was religion/faith apps.
Ooh,
Have you been seeing this?
Yeah.
So these apps are all like for religion. I've also seen some shady characters in the space, but I think the funniest thing is that Peter Thiel is like one of the biggest investors in these things, specifically Hollow. He invested like a ton of money into it. And most of these are just ripping Calm and Headspace. Like it's like, except it's like guided prayer. Bible or prayer.com, which isn't on here. I think they got canceled. And Hollow has had some controversies with this. Is these guys are selling your prayers, which is like hilarious. Like if it's like a guided prayer and you're like, God, I really just need enough money to like buy this new leaf blower. Like all I want is like the new orange leaf blower, whatever. They will literally sell your data, like whatever you want the most, and then you'll get targeted ads for it.
That's the best.
But
That's
these are
like
crazy.
exactly what we need to be using AI plus voice capture plus retargeting for. It's amazing.
Also, Bible for women.
Bible for
I
women.
wonder what the different
Bible for men.
is.
Well, it's like nothing, there's nothing new anymore. Like you have like Thomas Jefferson's Bible. Have you heard about this? I just learned about this recently. Thomas Jefferson, I think right after he was president, he wrote his own Bible. And it's basically it's like the Christian Bible, and you can buy it on like Amazon. It's called the Jefferson Bible. This is going to help us get sponsors for sure. So, the life and morals of Jesus of Nazareth. Basically, he crossed out all the stuff that he didn't like. So he crossed out a lot of the stuff that he thought felt like too parable-esque. So I think he was like Jonah and the whale, that never happened. That's out. And I think he actually like used like a penknife and he would like cut out the sections of the Bible that he just disagreed with. And then they republished it after his death and it became like a bestseller. It crushed.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And it was more of like kind of like the philosophy of the Bible versus like a lot of the actual text, but fascinating.
That was the OG rapper for the Bible.
Yeah.
Except if you actually took out the whale story, it's like, come on, dude.
Come on.
But it would be insane to read like an interactive book like that where like these things are missing and you just try to fill in like, man, I wonder what happened.
Totally. I wonder actually like it will be interesting. Do you think like Claude is going to help new religions spring up or are these companies just like becoming religions in and of themselves? I don't know.
Do VCs ever invest or fund like new religions or like groups? Because the business model is pretty good and like you don't have to pay any tax.
Right.
And one thing that's interesting is also shout out the sponsors in San Francisco, like the magic mushroom shops that sell shrooms are like churches. Like they say, oh, come to the church and like this is like part of our like religion, and then you can just buy like a mushroom chocolate bar.
Right.
Shout out Paddle.
We got a Paddle fan. We got Dennis here. I was ignoring the chat. Santi, the Bible for women is just a pink Bible. True.
That's the move.
0 stars. This is good. Yeah, I
bet you could use AI video to market a new religion or cult really well.
Isn't this as close as it gets? Did you hear about this? So Eric Adams, the former mayor of New York.
Any relation to Eric Paddle?
No relation to Eric Paddle. Totally different guy. This is amazing. So he like loses the mayoral race. And then he launches a token built to fight the rapid spread of anti-Semitism. And then the community note is he immediately rug pulled it for like $3.5 million.
Dude, this is not real life.
This is the timeline that we exist in now. Yeah, people were not super duper happy about it, I think.
Who is buying? Like seriously, who is this? Just people trying to get in and then like rug pull before they get rug pulled?
I think so.
Like, I do not understand who buys this and Hawk Tuah coin and like all those. I thought coins were also over.
They're
like
back.
Now
you get a mayor promoting one. It's a big thing, you know.
do you remember Logan Paul's huge scandal about the NFTs, the animals that would like hatch and like combine and stuff, and then he got pressed about it, and I think he had to pay some money back, or it was CoffeeZilla like blew it out of the water, and then he got like super pressed because of course it's he's getting pissed.
All of these little coins that come and go. Well, I guess like crypto Twitter got killed and then now it's back. So
and now they're back in serious. Except there are some lingering like NFT profile pictures.
Yeah, exactly. Speaking of stuff that was huge, I found this fascinating. All right. So there was this story in the New York Times that Meta had made cuts to the division that was working on the metaverse and related products as it leans into AI. And this guy who's in the like VR, AR space said the truth is their investment in Reality Labs is still at a high level. This year it will remain well into the tens of billions of dollars and could be north of 15 billion with headcount still at 10,000. Isn't that nuts? Like if that's true, everybody knows that Meta and all these companies are going into AI. The fact that they are potentially still spending $15 billion on like VR and metaverse is absolutely bonkers. Because you never hear
I thought it was a wrap. I thought they canceled the whole thing because it was trash. But the biggest mistake they made was letting go of one guy who now has one of the funniest clips on Joe Rogan currently. I bet you've seen something about this. I first saw this journalist recounting like the US like super soldiers or whatever. But then I just think it's so insane that this guy who made Oculus like VR, like was into video games, sold to, I don't even know if it was Meta at the time, but sold to Meta. And then he's just like making video games in real life, which is
it's pretty amazing.
So it's like
Palmer Luckey. He also has, I think he lives in like it's not El Segundo, but it's somewhere kind of northern Orange County, southern LA, if I remember. And there was this story where he has enough money, like he of course has this like $30 or $40 million place. It's pretty sick. But then somebody was doing this house tour, and because he like lives on the beach, he only has like a single billionaire garage. He has like a 4-car garage. So he like bought the house across the street and like filled it with like tanks and random shit. And so he'll just like drive around this like ritzy neighborhood in Orange County where he lives, like driving insane vehicles that he like just gets from the house.
I like his boat.
Yeah, it's pretty dope.
He just bought like a warship.
That's amazing. Yeah, he has like all these like little cars that he like whips around in these like beach towns. So good.
I also like how he has, I think it's a conscious decision, like a branding choice, to have facial hair that nobody else has. Like you could see a silhouette of just his hair and facial hair and be like, I know who that is. And then once you add in the Hawaiian shirts and the flip flops, it's like, man.
There's an amazing story about the Hawaiian shirts. So I think he said, let me try to find this because it's really good. Okay. Here's the story of Palmer Luckey's Hawaiian shirts. Producer, bring it up. Can we get a producer, please? All right. This is good. Okay. So he has this clip, this guy on LinkedIn. I saw this. Shout out to LinkedIn. Shout out to Michael Jackson, who's still alive and posting on LinkedIn.
Michael Padel.
He basically, my dad was a car salesman. His dad was a car salesman. And so when he was working like 5 or 6 days a week, he would have to wear a suit and tie. And then on Sundays, when he wasn't selling cars, he would wear a Hawaiian shirt around the house. And I don't think he was a particularly great car salesman because the family, like, I don't know exactly how this.
And when he would work, and on his one of 4 children,
living in this house. And so Palmer would get all of his dad's hand-me-downs. And so allegedly, which is an epic story if it's true, like the family like couldn't afford clothes for him. So he would get his like dad's Hawaiian shirt hand-me-downs, and like growing up, he would always rock a Hawaiian shirt to school.
That's epic.
It became like part of his personality. Like growing up wherever he was, I think somewhere in California, he would just be like the kid wearing like cargo shorts and a Hawaiian shirt that was inherited from his dad. And then when he got rich, he was like, I'm not changing. This is just who I am. It's my personality. It's awesome.
This is like the bright side of those kids who wore suits to school every day, because he wasn't wearing the suit. But I always wonder where the kids who wore suits and ran to lunch, like where those guys ended up.
They're accountants now.
I thought I actually have two things to show about robots and about how robots are taking over.
Is this the bathroom cleaning robot?
Yes, it is.
Hell yeah.
It's the bathroom cleaning robot. Well, first I have this one. Oh, my computer almost just blew up. Sponsored by ThinkPad.
Producer,
So,
bring it up.
There's this one. And I like how everything now, even if it's like already created or whatever, everyone's like, nobody is safe.
Right.
This will replace all blue collar work. Imagine a plumber bot with something like this, plus cameras in the hands. And I think we're all thinking the same thing, but we're not going to say it.
This is going to make your next colonoscopy interesting, and other things that the Quality Leering Center doesn't allow us to say on stream. But
someone had a great point the other day of like, with blue collar work, like everyone say go to trade school now, like trade school is the only safe option. And someone made a great point, like, okay, for emergencies, yes, you're going to need to call somebody, but like now you can like take a picture of your sink and be like, why is this part dripping? And it'll be like, oh, you should get this, and this is how you fix it.
Yeah. So we have the hand with the built-in cameras, and then we have Loki, the bathroom cleaning robot, which is dope. It's pretty amazing.
You ever go to have you had the autonomous pizza delivery robots yet?
Yeah, I was in 2014. I was with a founder who was working on an early version of these, like the little low carts with the 4 wheels, and they have to be super heavy so that people don't steal them. And he had a fleet of these around the dog patch, and they were like being summoned back to this like warehouse or something. And we watched like across the street, this homeless guy just like beat the shit out of one of these things with a stick. And it was like this guy's company. And he was like, haha, like, you know, still have some things to figure out. And I remember like sitting there going like, dude, this is never going to work. Like they're trying to build these things like tanks so that people don't mess with them. And then now to like see them like roaming around the streets of LA and stuff is pretty wild. But
yeah.
I've never personally gotten a delivery from one.
Me neither. I don't know if they have partnerships or who they have partnerships with, but I always liked them seeing walking around. But even I, who I'm like, man, I respect this, I would always get in its way and like stick my foot out in front of it, or like hope that someone's watching the cameras and like, you know, F with it a little bit. That's just human nature though. It's like, come on, how can you not have that? And so I had an argument with someone and I still haven't gotten to the bottom of it. So let me ask you, do you think that they're totally autonomous, not autonomous at all, or like partially autonomous in terms of driving?
I think most of them are partially autonomous.
I think you're right, but I'm looking it up.
Well, I think that the definition there is important. I think it is like, I think that these things, my guess, this is pure guess, so you can tell me if I'm right. My guess with all these like pizza driving food delivery robots is all of the basic sidewalks within the delivery area are mapped and it is autonomous, but it is partially autonomous because I think the amount of human intervention in those things is like staggeringly high still, is my guess.
Right.
Right.
Yep.
Like every time you have like somebody in a sleeping bag laying across the sidewalk, all the autonomy is gone and the thing just like stops there and like waits for a human operator to come in and like fix it, I think.
Right.
Is that right?
So Google AI, exactly. They're semi-autonomous. Like they mostly navigate by themselves, but they're monitored by humans who then take remote control using something like an Xbox controller. But what I thought was especially interesting is like, okay, if you don't want to be a DoorDash driver, you can now like just monitor 6 robots from your house and jump in on an Xbox controller like instead, which is like kind of similar to the is it the 1X robots, the house robots that people bought? It was
Yep.
like the biggest thing, and now I haven't seen a single thing about them. But they were like, these robots will fold your laundry, but if we need, we're gonna have someone like jump in the body of the robot. And I was like, okay, that just means that they're gonna like train these robots. There's gonna be some dude getting paid $4 an hour in your house, essentially,
Right.
through a robot.
It's going to create a whole new wave of problems where like you're going to have the folding laundry robot or the toilet cleaning robot at home, but that guy has vision into your house. And so there's going to be like cases of like people in Pakistan, like in my house, like stealing my keys and like running out to my car and like stealing my car with the robot. And the robot's like, I don't want to do this. And the human operator's like, we're going, baby, you know, and it's going to be fascinating. He's going to
The
be driving
OG
down to Oakland and
story,
sell it.
the OG story of this is the self-cleaning Roombas, iRobots, vacuums. I did a story about this or a project about this in college. These things were mapping your home because of course they need to like figure out how to vacuum, but in the process they were mapping and like looking at what furniture you have and like you label your room. So it'll be like, "Oh, wait, you're missing a coffee table in your living room." And they would sell that to advertisers so that they can be like, "Hey, Crate and Barrel, new, perfect for your living room. It's the exact shape and size that you need. We know that you already have a red couch and a red trim on your house, so here's a perfect red table for you."
That is
So
terrifying.
your vacuum is stealing your data, your prayer app is stealing your data, Eric Paddle is stealing your data when you're playing.
Dude, this is nuts. I never knew that. Well, I feel like I've had Roombas are the most expensive thing that I know is never going to actually work that we just keep buying. And then we keep buying the new version and we like try it and it's like, oh, it like literally can't drive over this rug because this rug is like half an inch thick and it just got stuck in the corner. And then it's like, well, okay, we tried. There goes another $600. So we've tried like I think 3 generations of these things and they keep like falling down the stairs, getting stuck in corners. The kids beat them up with sticks. It's like the same thing as the delivery things. You can't have 3 toddlers chasing this thing around the house. It's a nightmare. I thought this was speaking of food delivery. You've heard of the pizza tracker in the Pentagon to see if there's big shit happening.
Also, wait, where are people? Does Domino's have an API? Because how are people tracking how many pizzas are getting ordered here?
Yeah, this is what we need to do. Ordering 600 pizzas from DC to rug pull on Poly Market. You are sending 50 Uber drivers and canceling the ride.
So give us some context for people who may have a job on like what this pizza.
Yeah, so the Pentagon, let me find it. It's the Pentagon Pizza Tracker. And okay, first of all, this is an incredible site. This site is better quality, like higher quality than the vast majority of venture-backed startups right now. So what we're looking at here is this is Intel by the Slice, sponsored by Poly Market, which is hilarious. I don't think it was always that way. But you have these, I think it's 6 or 9 pizzerias, 6 pizzerias in, I think one of these is in the Pentagon. I think the Domino's is in the Pentagon, where the Papa John's is. The other 5 are like neighboring. And you can see that if this basically maps the trend of each of these 6 pizzerias near the Pentagon. And so if things are busier, that historically which I don't think is actually true. But the joke is that that is a sign that big shit's happening at the Pentagon. We're planning a war. We're going to go invade a new country, something like that. And so there have been these moments where the pizza tracker, I think on one of these pizzerias, like I think it was the Papa John's one, did actually spike the night that we were planning the Venezuela Maduro invasion / capture. But I think, as many people pointed out, this Papa John's is actually like not even that convenient to the Capitol. Like there's a pizzeria in the Pentagon rather. If you're going to be doing this, you're going to order from the pizzeria that's in the actual Pentagon. You're not going to like send an order down the street and walk half a mile up to the Pentagon. So I don't think it's super reliable, but it's hilarious.
I never even knew that there were businesses in the Pentagon, but I guess it is like any other office building. But imagine being like a minimum wage Domino's worker and you have to go through like 40 minutes of like security detail to like get to your job to make pizza.
Yeah. Yeah. We should get pizza sponsors.
I'm so hungry for pizza now.
Yeah.
Dude, guess how many food places there are in the Pentagon?
I think there are like 24. It's a lot.
It says roughly 30 plus.
Yeah.
Dude, these guys are living large. McDonald's, Taco Bell, Panda Express, Subway, Starbucks, Dunkin', Panera Bread, Potbelly, Lebanese Taverna, Popeyes, Quality Leering Center Meal Kit, Fuda, Hisho, Sushi Cooler, Jamba Juice, Moe's Southwest Grill, Market Basket. Now, I'm not going to say too much, but a lot of it is American food.
Yeah. I mean, it is like a little bit sad that it's kind of funny. I was thinking like when we're planning war, we just have a bunch of guys eating like potbelly sandwiches in the Pentagon. Like, I think we need to elevate, we have, in this new administration, a focus on health. I think Bobby Kennedy needs to come in there and like eliminate the Panda Express and the potbelly sandwiches from the Pentagon.
I think they need to get Brian Johnson blueprint meal kits delivered. But I can only imagine, like I was thinking about the Brian Johnson. Did you see the guy's company who essentially he like pivoted a million times, but this guy's company was making Brian Johnson like meals and delivering them to people around San Francisco. Like I think it was literally called like Blueprint Food, and Brian Johnson ended up buying it.
Oh, crazy.
I
think I saw that guy, but I always assumed he was like working on Brian's team. But I guess it makes sense that was like a separate thing, and Brian was like, "Oh, this is a good idea."
He got bought, and I just think about like, I feel like if you're like planning a war, it's probably similar to being like coming home super drunk at night, where it's like all you want is like some pizza or like some greasy breadsticks or like wings or something. Like the last thing you want in like a very stressful moment or like late at night when you're drunk is like some like beet salad or like some shit.
Right.
Like that just sounds
that's what's pushing people to no longer consume alcohol, because they can only eat lentils and raw carrots at night. So
yeah, the booze trend is crazy. And I wonder if weed's going down too. I mean, I've seen more and more people become sober. I've indulged in the athletic brews. Do you ever drink non-alcoholic beer?
we had a party this summer, and our biggest alcoholic friend, he crushed like 7 athletic brews and was like, "Dude, these beers are amazing." And I was like, "Are you feeling pretty good?" And he's like,
he didn't know.
I think so. It's like a placebo effect, I think.
Yeah.
I think he literally thought he was like getting tipsy off of them, and he crushed like half a case of non-alcoholic beers. It was great.
That's what I did in sober October, even though I wish I didn't know that. But I kind of like how I do like the taste of like IPA and stuff. And if I drink a real IPA, I'll wake up with like a horrible headache.
Good afternoon, Kevin. Chat questions to us too, or stories that you want us to cover. We're covering stories today, Kevin. We're here.
One thing about on health, you must have seen this. ChatGPT Health. They bought a healthcare company called Torch.
Yep.
And now they're coming for Apple. They're coming for your Apple Watch. They're coming for your heartbeat and cardio.
Doesn't it feel like they're just doing too much? I don't know.
You can connect
I
your
mean, if they
medical
want to
records.
sponsor the live stream, they're doing everything perfectly. But if they don't want to sponsor it, it feels like they're going way too horizontal. They're trying to go after everybody. This is a thing where like Google had like entered the jobs and hiring space and the real estate space and the marketplace space, and you ended up with like Nextdoor and Facebook Marketplace winning, and like Zillow and Redfin and Trulia and Realtor.com winning, and like Indeed and LinkedIn winning. It just try to get like search right is such a hard thing that if you try to go down all these niches, the core product ends up being so high quality that like even on the fringes, if you get one of these like healthcare things kind of right, you're going to have so many people that clone it, rewrapper it, are able to do things like faster, a little bit better. I just don't think that you can lead like all these different verticals well, but we'll see.
I'm just excited to ask if that bump is normal or not, because I've already been doing that, and hopefully it's a little more reliable now.
You know, I've actually been asking my Roomba. I've been showing medical ailments to my Roomba and just hoping that through Instagram I get recommended the right,
Ointment.
the right, the right products through the virtual pharmacy. Yeah, this GPT health thing is pretty insane. Because they were acquired for $100 million. Do you know how big the team was?
Probably like, I mean, I saw it was like a year old. It was like 3. Oh my God.
4 people. So they're just like, and I think the guy, the CEO or the CTO was previously the CEO of Forward, which was a big healthcare company at one point. So this is also just kind of the future of M&A. Like it's so problematic to have a company that goes all the way in IPOs now. It's like seemingly impossible. Like Stripe still has an IPO because the private markets still treat companies better than the public markets. And so you're just going to have a lot of these companies. Like if you want to make a few $1 million, this is like the smartest thing you can do is like fake build a company for a little bit and then just wait for one of these massive AI labs to go, oh, like we want to get into health. We want to get into hardware. We want to, like they did this with Johnny Ive's company, however you pronounce it. Now they've done it with Torch. I think they'll go down the stack. Like they've gotten into jobs and hiring recently. There'll probably be an acquisition there. They're getting into all of this, obviously like kind of like cursor type competitors on the coding side. So there'll probably be like many coding companies that get rolled up to OpenAI there. Yeah, it's fascinating.
And can you click into that OpenAI tweet? So Torch is like it's memory for health. Like it ingests your reports. Wow. This just goes to show you don't need clout. Less than 2K followers.
Yeah.
Probably most of those came post-acquisition.
Yeah. It's crazy.
And so
they haven't posted in months. Not active X users.
this is what building in stealth looks like.
Yep.
Whatever happened with the Johnny Ive thing? They must be working on some wearable. And if you had to guess, what do you think the OpenAI wearable is going to look like? Because they said it's a third device. It's not going to replace your phone. It won't replace your laptop.
I think it's going to be a lamp. You just come out with like a blender. It's just like a really awesome blender, and you can talk to it, and you can be like, make a puree, and it just perfectly purees it.
That'd be so good.
Yeah.
Speaking of...
Yeah, this is true, by the way. The HIPAA component is going to be a nightmare. And yes, they don't buy these things for revenue or with cash. In a lot of cases, they use shares. But now it's, if you get acquired by one of the AI labs, they all have tender offers. And so you can just like tender out for cash pretty quickly, I think, within like 3 or 6 months.
It'd be so funny if AI came out with a fridge.
Yeah. Or what would be well, there was that tweet that went mega viral a long time ago that now I need to try to find. And it was about, did you ever see this? It was like, let me find this. It was somebody trying to work their smart kettle to like boil hot water to make tea. And they had to do like a factory reset on their smart kettle. And then the smart kettle after the factory reset, like couldn't connect to Wi-Fi. It took this guy like 4.5 hours to boil water, and he like documented the entire thing. And everybody's like, this is just the state of like modern hardware. Like, why does my fridge have a TV in it? Why is my
Right.
Roomba spying on me naked? Why does my Bible app like report that I want a new leaf blower?
Right.
All this spyware and like just like technology built into all these things that are supposed to be single task oriented that are now just trying to do way too much is going to be like the death of like all these hardware companies.
Right.
So good.
Everything is just so efficient now. It's stressing everybody out. It's like everything has to be so efficient. People are freaking out if they're not being as efficient as possible.
Yeah.
It's like, holy shit. I just need to take a load off.
Yeah.
I need to go for the most efficient walk. You need to use weights and the right type of shoes with custom insoles. And even your insoles are taking your data. Did you see Stickerbox?
Yeah, this thing's sweet.
The children's AI tech where it's like I think is it voice?
Yeah, I think you press the button on top and you record a short prompt.
How much do you think it is?
Ooh, I think it's got to be like $200, right? How
No
much is it?
way.
Yeah.
I'm going to say 75 because I bet they get you on whatever this paper is. Like,
Oh, maybe.
$100. Okay.
Right? Okay.
Ships in February.
You won. Oh, they're shipping it in waves. That's interesting. This thing was one of the most how did you hear about it? Did you see it on X?
I saw someone talking about it on X being like, I mean, I was convinced that like it was the founder posting about it and being like, all the kids are now using this thing. It's going super viral. Okay,
Right.
yes, you hold down the button, you talk into it. It thinks potato doctor, which I thought it was hilarious. I also wonder what type of like guardrails they have on it. Okay, but here's the issue. What if you fuck up? Like it seemed you can probably just hold it down again if it like misunderstands.
Well, it probably just misprints the sticker and then it's like, who cares? You just throw the sticker away. I don't know.
Right. Yeah, but I wonder what you can and can't say. I mean, they must have some like, guards. This reminds me of there's no way you know about this, but if you do, then I'm giving you a lot of sponsor money. You ever know about this game?
No.
This was OG. So this was OG AI where it was a DS game, but you could write whatever you wanted and it would like spawn it into the world. It was like this open world game. Let's see if we can see it. Okay. No. Anyways, if you know, you know, it's this, you could like literally say, oh, elephant, and it would spawn it into the game. You could say fence. It had like a million different things you could spawn in. That's just what it reminds me of. But I wanted to talk about AI children's toys because I think we could make a lot of money.
Yeah.
doing
What
something like
else?
that.
What else can we turn into a kid's toy? Because that's where all the money's at these days. Like we're not smart enough to do like a healthcare startup and sell it to OpenAI. Although if OpenAI wants to buy the live stream for 50 million, there's two of us plus our producers. We've got a team of 16 people on the back end making this happen. We're open to offers.
I think we need to get kids' data. If we can figure out how to sell children's data, I feel like we can make a ton of money.
Yeah, I agree.
Because they're ripe for advertising. They can't even think.
Boom. Somewhere there's like a 5-year-old listening to this and they're like, hey.
Did you see Corgi raised $108 million?
Yeah.
So what is it? Do you know? I know it's insurance.
Yeah.
Somewhat.
It's business insurance. Do you have their announcement?
Yeah, I have this one. Tell me this also couldn't be like an album release. Like they could easily be like an indie band.
Hi, I'm Nico.
Yeah, she's like on keys and vocals, and he plays tambourine and maracas, and they do weddings for $40,000 because they got signed to some indie label in Brazil.
$630 million valuation, $40 million ARR. So they do business insurance, insurance for startups.
Yeah, I think so. This is it's a YC team, and I remember seeing something like internally about their launch. And the kind of crazy thing to do an insurance company, because I've invested in a couple. Like my previous co-founder runs Steadily, which is a like landlord commercial insurance company, and I forget what it was back in the early days. Like you have to have something like $20 to $40 million in the bank before you can even like go sell an insurance policy. So there's kind of this like massive barrier to entry, which is fascinating where, particularly if the team hasn't built a massive insurance business in the past, you have to go to VCs straight face and be like, all right, we need $40 million at like a $200 million valuation. And they're like, I hope that you guys know how to build an insurance business, because if you don't, we just lost $40 million. But like
the government
these
saying
businesses
this
are very, very good.
Is the government saying like, hey, you need $40 million in case shit goes south?
Yeah, I think that they, I don't know enough about it. We should have somebody who's built one of these companies come on.
Absolutely.
But yeah, like basically you have to have enough, basically like in some sort of an escrow. Because I think a lot of these insurance companies are basically wrappers on bigger underwriters, or like they're doing some of the underwriting, but they're like sharing risk. And so you have to have like, if you're going to go off and write even, your first insurance policy where you're insuring somebody for $4 million, the partner banks want to make sure that you're good for that money. And so you actually like have to raise a bunch and then just keep it tied up for like an incredibly long time. But yeah, it would be good to get one of these guys on the stream.
We should do a State Farm wrapper.
Yeah.
You just
like I'm Jill from State Farm instead of Jake from State Farm.
Charge more. Wow.
They spent it all on design.
I'm sure you've seen the friend pin stuff.
Yeah.
That's what I mean, maybe I'm just being like groomed into thinking it, but that's what I picture like the OpenAI product as. Friend.com. This guy is from my hometown of Mercer Island, Washington. And now he's like sick on Twitter. Like he rides motorcycles. He has crazy facial hair. He has an eyebrow piercing.
Nice.
And apparently people are using it. I mean, I'm always like, I'm going to go for a run and leave my phone and like everything at home. And then on the run, I'll have like some of my greatest ideas of all time. And then I have nothing to like, I have no way to document it at all.
Yeah. I mean, I think the good ideas will stay in your head and the bad ones you'll just forget about. And that's okay.
Right. Yeah. Natural filtration.
Yeah. But I don't know, like if people, I just don't, I think enough people will rebel against, like if I walked into a meeting and somebody was like visibly wearing one, I would ask them about it. And then I would tell them to turn that shit off. And I've seen enough, like, it's like what we've been talking about. It's like everything is stealing your data. And so I would struggle to have like a business conversation with somebody. I mean, it's the same problem as like Granola and all these note takers. Shout out to Granola, big sponsor of this stream. We love you guys. It's the same problem as all these, note taker apps where the second that any of these companies have a lawsuit, all of that shit goes into discovery. And then you just have like millions of hours of recordings at these big companies like Google and Apple in like antitrust, lawsuits where everybody has had everything recorded. Yeah, see this, like did that to a guy wearing meta glasses the other day. Like, we have to have some basic consent laws, which we already do, but they need to be like updated in the age of AI. But it's going to get weird where, like, if I'm running my Roomba in the background and you come over and you admit to a murder or something, and then the Roomba reports you and you're like, oh, I didn't know you had a Roomba. We're going to have a big problem because now you're going to sue me.
It's hilarious. If you search up granola lawsuit, you can probably Quaker Oats class action settlement.
That's the future right there.
What's this about though? Oh no, it's about the big chewies. You ever hear about that app? This app like blew up, and damn, deceptive marketing. Salmonella. Shout out to Quaker Oats, though, big sponsor of the show. Big chewy peanut butter chocolate out now. You ever hear about this was maybe a couple months ago, but these young guys were like, oh, we just hit like 10 million or like 100 million or some fake ARR number. And their app was like, you pay $5 a month and it finds class action lawsuits for you to join. And then it's like, we'll get you, like, it's going to be a positive ROI. Like, we'll make sure you can sue everybody possible.
That's so good. What happened to it? Are they still in business? Join class action lawsuits.
Was it Money Pilot?
Class action lawsuit settlements and rebates you can claim with no proof of purchase required. I don't think this is it, but it's fascinating. This is a thing. You could join the Joybird Lazy Boy Deceptive Discounts class action. How do we submit a claim? You get $115 if it goes through. Sure.
Damn. That's like everyone getting the Fortnite rebates. Like half my friends were like, dude, did anyone else just get $7.80 from Fortnite?
Yeah. Think about, let's see. Oh, this looks like a Ben & Jerry bar. Yeah, the granola bar thing. It did. All right, what else do we got? I've got some stuff. Oh, this is good. This is fascinating. This is kind of right up the alley of what we've been talking about. Have you seen this? This CB Insights is tracking unicorn companies. There are now 1,200 private companies valued at over $1 billion, which is nuts. How many of these have you even ever heard of? Is a really fun game. Oops, I need to make this, see, bigger. Like, I glance at these and just on the AI ones, like in this top third, I've heard of Fair, I've heard of ByteDance, I've heard of Dataminer, I've heard of AlphaSense, 6sense, Anduril. Not many of the other ones. Grok just got acquired. It's fascinating. You just go down and down and down. And you would really think, so it's like, I guess it makes sense that I've heard of very few of the cybersecurity ones. I've heard of OnePass. I've heard of Drata, ID.me, Persona, Stitch. So a handful of the cybersecurity ones. But the interesting ones are like the direct to consumer and e-commerce ones. Like, it is their job to make you aware of them. And I think I've heard of like less than 25% of these. It's insane.
Quality leering AI.
I didn't know that Vori was venture backed, by the way.
Dude, the Viore is. I'm like the guy who says he never got TikTok, but he's on Instagram Reels. But that's me with Viore with Lululemon. Like, I wear a ton of Lululemon. I'm like, dude, like, I'm not getting any Viore. Like, there's no way.
Yeah.
Oh, this is like scroll to the daycare.
Oh yeah,
Center.
yeah. Quality Learning Center. There it is. There it is, right there.
Quality Learning Center in its own category.
A fun game would be, okay, so there's 1,200 of these startups that are valued at over $1 billion. If these companies went public, I think you would see this total bifurcation where of the 1,200, the ones that are like hot, the ones that are on this list that are worth like 40 billion, I think would immediately be worth like 200 billion if they went public. And I think these businesses like Quora, if they went public, would be valued at like $200 million.
Mhm.
Everything would like, there are no actual $1 billion businesses or like $5 billion businesses. There's just very few. And so in all these venture terms, like the world just wants more winners. And so if the winners go public, everybody says, right, if SpaceX IPOs at a, $800 billion valuation, it's going to rip to 2 trillion in like a day, which I agree with. When Stripe IPOs, it's going to double in a week. Long term, who knows? But I think like the market is just so it's craving more IPOs right now because getting into these companies is so impossible that if there's like a brand name that you know of, you're like in Robinhood, like I need to buy that stock.
Right. You say Quora's on here?
Yeah, Quora was down here somewhere.
That's ridiculous. That's one of those things where it's like just
Oh yeah,
scrape
right
all
here.
that. Yeah, that's insane.
Quora.
It seems like ChatGPT and all these guys would just scrape everything off of it and then
Vice
use
has failed. This has to be a little bit of an old list.
Yeah,
This be
this
like
must be
2021.
outdated, dude.
Yeah.
Damn, you didn't even give your boy Kyle a follow back. That's crazy.
Yikes. Yikes.
I feel bad for Reddit, honestly, because like I'd say 80% of my like personal ChatGPT or like LLM questions, it just says, "Oh, a Reddit user said this, a Reddit user said this." I'm like, damn, these guys are getting hosed. Because like normally I'd go on Reddit or
Right.
like search for it.
Let's see how wow, Reddit's actually doing pretty well, like stock wise. I kind of followed it up until this point, and then I assume that they just fell off. But so they must have like pretty sizable data sharing agreements with all of these LLMs, I would imagine, and maybe they're getting a ton of money from it. But wasn't OpenAI going to buy Reddit?
No way.
I thought so. I thought that there was a rumor. Let's see. Oh no, it was Pinterest. They were going to buy Pinterest.
Oh my God. That's interesting. Maybe for image stuff.
Let's go to our good friends at Yahoo Finance, big sponsors of the pod. OpenAI may buy Pinterest, and it could change how we search, shop, and scroll. I have not thought about Pinterest in a very, very long time.
It's coming back in like the younger woman generation, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're using it for what? To save clothes, recipes, storyboards?
Licensing user data to AI companies like Google for training models.
Yeah.
Wow.
What let's see.
Here's probably the biggest thing at CES. Eye polish.
What?
Manicure. Say goodbye to your manicure shops. Lance Little, along with Eric Paddle, designed this.
Wait, how does this even work?
Between 400 shades in as little as 5 seconds. Press on color changing nails.
Dude, this is wild.
It's no joke. I wonder how much they are.
They've got to be. It's got to be expensive, right?
Let's see eye polish.
Got it. They're press on. So they have some sort of, let's see, press on. How does this work?
Eye polish.
400 colors with a smartphone app. That'd be funny if you had to like miss a meeting because your nails weren't the right color and you couldn't go into you're like too embarrassed. You're like, oh my God, I'm wearing like a green outfit and my nails are like stuck on blue, like the app isn't uploading
glitching.
correctly.
This is crazy. Only $100.
$100?
Includes 24 standard press-on acrylic nails in sizes 0 to 11. The magic wand. Directions of use. I still don't get, like, are these things electric?
I think Anthropic is going to acquire eye polish for $700 million next week.
This is one of those things where I'm so curious. Like, are people actually going to use this? Or is it just like, come on?
Back in, I think it's such a tough sell that it's going to be bought by like 45 people who are TikTokers. And then everybody else is going to go, that's interesting, but ridiculous. It falls into the interesting, but ridiculous category is the problem.
Like, also, what happens if you jam your finger on a basketball? Do you just get electrocuted? Like it just fucking blows up.
If you break a nail, you get a full body electrocution.
I don't really understand what do you think this, the wand is for? Like this thing? Because like, why is it going?
I think you have to like tap each one to change it, or is it?
Also, is it me or do these look like shit? Like it looks like
you have like a wire like running down your finger into like a battery pack on your hip.
We're just getting to this point where everyone's going to wear Oura rings and like be like changing their nail color with their app and like have meta glasses on. And it's like, holy shit.
Eye polish is Juicero for your hands. Girdley, both are big sponsors of the show.
100%.
Shout out to Juicero. Shout out to Eye Polish.
I have the natural color on right now with my hand.
He's using the Eye Polish MCP every day to change his nails with Claude Code. This is good.
I am playing the demo on my nails to get more exposure out there.
Yeah.
The CES.
What else did we miss from CES? Last week we tried to find out what was going on at CES, and it was 600 different AI bird feeder companies. The entire list, like as we were scrolling, it was like a hummingbird feeder, a rabbit feeder, a duck feeder. It's like, what the fuck is going on with all these duck feeding companies that are using AI to distribute duck food? And why do we care?
Honestly, I was so relieved. I'm like, thank goodness that everything's not some like data scraping. Like at least some wholesomeness is still in the world. People still care about looking at birds, even if you're not actually doing it and you're just watching like a highlight reel. And it like, I bet it has like AI clipping in it so that you can like clip the birds that landed on your shit and like add some like B-roll footage and some like horror story behind it.
Best of CES. Let's see what the timeline says.
Okay. I like, okay, this is good. I like these.
I just was pulling up somebody who was doing a best of.
I was literally about to pull up that phone.
Oh, this thing?
Oh, it's got Slack? Nah, forget about it.
I'm out. Why would you have a phone that looks like this? Well, I thought that this was more of one of the like Kindle readers where it was like you can just read text, but you can't do anything else. That would be good.
Yeah. Now it's got Slack.
Really? Is this like a new Oura ring? What do we got? Lego Smart Play System.
Yeah, that one's fire. See, this is what we're talking about. If you can sell children's data, then you're in the money.
Like this little Lego brick is listening to everything that my 3-year-old is asking Santa Claus, and it's just going directly on Amazon and putting it into a cart and hitting buy. Hugely problematic.
Jimmy, you used the brick to make a horse 4 times last week. We signed you up for horse riding lessons.
This is
Vochi.
this is the thing that we were talking about earlier with like privacy, where right now the device is like the meta glasses. It's obvious, like you can see the camera in the corner. With the friend thing, you have this giant ugly ass pendant hanging on your chest. But pretty soon, if you're just like rocking a ring into a meeting, it's like recording the entire meeting and transcribing it, and you don't even know. So we have a short window to bully all the nerds to stop doing all this shit in meetings before it just completely takes over. Weighs 3 to 5
This is
grams.
insane. I think even outside meetings, like what I'm worried about is outside meetings. It's like people are gonna be walking around with these to like coffee, just chatting with your boy, or like out at the bar, whatever. People are gonna be recording everything.
Wait, a paper battery? What are we looking at? Somebody cooking drugs? What's happening here? What is this?
This technology is insane. Fire.
Yeah, this is yeah, we've invited a Bic lighter. Shout out to Bic, big sponsor of the show.
It's
love
plastic wrap that you can light on fire for a cool video.
There's actually a great tweet about Bic. I'm not going to pull it up, but it did make me think. It was like most consumer companies. It was the founder of Ridge talking about this. And he's like, most consumer companies, they overthink about like what to do next. And he's like, if you think about Bic, they make one of 2 lighters that have name brand recognition. Like people can name Bic and they can name Zippo, and that's it. There's like a million lighter companies. They have one of the only brands that with name brand recognition in the pen category. Like they know about like Bic pens, and they have one of the only name brand recognition razor companies, like Bic razors. And he's like, all these things have really nothing to do with the other. The common theme is just they're all plastic.
Right.
And so all you need to do is find like one winner as a consumer company, and then you can just kind of expand wherever you want, which I don't know if that's actually true, but that was sort of his thesis on it. All right. So this is a battery that you can light on fire and burn. I don't know what we're looking at here. We'll move on.
No, that's fire. I think, well, this is probably the craziest tech from CES that reminded me. Have you seen this from CES?
No. What is this?
This is the best tech to come from CES. 1,000-degree knife. You can pretty much cut through anything, including a bottle of Coke. Dude, did you ever watch these things? That totally reminded me, but this guy definitely made like $10 billion from just like torching a knife.
Wait, he has 800,000 likes, 92 million views on this video.
Mr. Gear. This guy was all time. And now if this
guy was in the era where you could just rock a Polymarket hat doing anything and make $1 million, he would be like a multi-billionaire.
I mean, dude. Oh, and he started out with Coke v Mentos.
So good.
But yeah.
Of course he did. Oh, I've seen the watermelon one. That watermelon one was epic.
Kitchen hacks?
Yeah. Why every time I open this, all my bookmarks go away. All right, we've covered a lot. We got the Eric Adams Ponzi. We got CES part 2. Oh, this is kind of crazy. So I, like many people, one of the reasons that I moved to San Francisco in 2010 was because of the movie The Social Network. I was like, that seems awesome. Everybody's becoming billionaires. Like, I need to get out of LA and move up there. And at the end of the movie The Social Network, the thing that they do is they try to make Facebook look like this like giant, massive, successful company, which I think it kind of was. It felt like that at the time. Like they've just really won. This is wild. Facebook, which is portrayed as being worth $1 grillion in the movie, is up 65x since the movie came out. That's insane.
Yeah, that's wild.
That shows like how big these companies are. Like in 2010, Facebook already felt like a big company. Like they had won. Mark was a billionaire. They were going to dominate social forever. And people are still investing in 2026 into a, 40x PE ratio in Facebook because the stock is up 65x over the last 10 or 15 years. It's crazy.
It's interesting to me how I can never wrap my head around like, man, Facebook really started as just like sharing photos with your friends. Like the idea of social media being one of the biggest companies in the world versus like, what about paper towels? Like, what about like real shit? It's like, nah, Facebook started as, hey, grandma, like nice picture, like happy birthday. And
Poking people?
now it's
Whatever happened to poking people?
yeah, poking people. Now everyone's AI note taking when you're poking. It's like,
right. Yeah.
can we just chill out?
I think that we do need more at some point in the next year or two. I predict that we will have a consumer social app that is very similar to Path. Do you remember Path? It was probably before your time. So Path was this social network that Dave Marin, who's sort of like a legendary social guy, founded. It was social networking and photo sharing, but the big thing was it only allowed users to share with 50 contacts. So it was not about growth. Like there's this tendency, even though I was thinking about it the other day, I was like, I have a private Instagram that only has like 300 people, I think all of whom I know in real life. It's like old high school friends all the way to like relatives to my nieces and nephews and just like my family and friends, minus Kevin. He doesn't follow me on Instagram yet. We'll get there. And I was like, it's crazy that I could think about like trying to grow this. Like, oh, dude, I should get like more people checking out this video of my 1-year-old hitting a drum. That would be amazing. But it's like, what's wrong with me? I don't care about that. So this Path thing is like, it would actually force me to like call that list down even more. Be like, all right, there's only like 10 people in my life that really need to see this video. I'm like just going to send it to them. It's going to be like easier. But I think what happened is group text just like took over this whole market.
Yeah. It's funny how like I nuked my old Instagram, which had like a couple thousand followers, and I was following like a couple hundred or 1,000 people. And my timeline was like, most of it were people who I had met like maybe twice or like people I had class with. And then now I'm seeing them on vacation and I'm seeing them post about their cousin's birthday. And I got to a point where I'm like, I mean, and honestly, I think with a lot of people, it's like, why am I'm now feeling shitty about myself because I'm at like my job and I'm bored and I'm looking at this person who I barely know on like vacation in Greece, who's probably also depressed, which is why they're posting on Instagram. But now I'm depressed. So I nuked the whole thing and then only made a new one where I only follow, like similar to you. It's like only my cousins and like really my good friends who like should be seeing this stuff. The funny part is even people who didn't nuke their main accounts, everyone has like private Snap story, private Instagram story, lockdown thing, whatever. And it's like by the end of my big Instagram before I nuked it, it was just like every single story was lit green instead of like the normal purple or whatever, which signifies that it's like you're on this person's private thing.
Right.
So the
whole
thing
and now you have like even there are these cases where somebody that has a locked IG account with 200 people does something crazy, and one of the 200 people, if it's an important enough thing, will like snap and leak all of the photos or the texts or whatever from a group chat or from a small Slack group. Join our Slack group. It's going to get leaked to the FBI soon. And so there's just like, there's no sense of privacy anymore. And so I think that, I guess like group chats are maybe one of the last remaining things where unless you get like subpoenaed by the Department of Justice or the SEC and you have to give up like all of your all of your phone records and text messages. That's like the last bastion of privacy, because I fully expect, like, if something crazy happened on my Instagram and I have 300 followers, like one of those 300 followers doesn't give a shit and would sell me out for $10,000 to the New York
Right.
Times in a heartbeat. So
Right.
yeah,
It's funny that we're back to group chats.
that's the way the world turns. All right, what else? Anything else you want to talk about?
I think we covered almost everything except for the biggest news story of the past week.
Hell yeah.
And you posted about it on X. I'm going to give you one chance to think about what it is. All right,
it
fine.
Gemini?
Yes.
Yeah.
Gemini, Siri.
Shout out this guy. I really like following this guy on X. He's got smart
Dude, that guy
takes.
got canceled for his last podcast episode. Didn't you see?
Yeah. I heard that guy took a large sum of money from the Quality Leering Center to do a live stream and help clean up their image. Okay, this is the best part of this, and I think that this is actually true. So I was hypothesizing, based on what I know, what VPs at big tech companies make. So I said, dream job alert. Imagine being the VP of Siri at Apple, collecting $20 million in total comp for 15 years, and then handing the keys over to Gemini. Okay. There's a guy who follows Apple. This guy's like an Apple reporter. And he said it was $25 million a year before stock gains for 8 years. And they just got rid of him and hired the guy who helped build Gemini at Google, which I think is all true. So some guy made $200 million over 8 years before the stock appreciated in total comp. And then Apple threw him to the side of the road, and they hired one of the guys who built Gemini at Google into Apple.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Also, how did Siri not get better at all for the past 10 years?
It is a mystery. They had such a lead. They gave up. That was like one of the biggest fumbles of all time.
I kept trying to give it chances. Like, I kept trying to be like, okay, it must be better, especially once you get used to like,
Siri, please find me a girlfriend. And it did nothing for years. You had to go off and do it on your own. It's ridiculous.
Especially, okay, Siri and Amazon. Make sure my room's not too messy.
Yeah.
You know what this is right here?
Is that one of the Amazon speakers?
This is the ultimate AI, the OG AI note taker, so I can listen to everything.
Yeah.
But that is maybe even worse than Siri. Like, there's nothing more frustrating than a bad voice assistant. It's essentially like what I assume like a annoying mother-in-law to be like, where it's like all you want is one piece of information, and it's like you have to ask a million times in a million different ways. The worst part with the Amazon one is like, of course they're gonna try to sell you shit. So anytime you're like, they technically have a Spotify integration, so you're like, hey, play like, this one song by the Marshall Tucker Band. They're like, if you want to play a single song, you have to buy Amazon Music Prime. You can start it for $2.99 a month. Would you like to buy it? And you have to say no, and then it'll play the song.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Wait, so
shout out to Todd.
Is Susan Bennett is the voice of Siri? Is this right?
That would be
American voice
insane
actress. Fascinating.
to date Siri. Do you think she got rich off it?
Susan Bennett, Siri compensation. Oh man, this is rough.
Let me guess. I'm gonna guess. Fuck. I mean, there's no way she got like any sort of long deal. I'm gonna say she made $100K for the project.
I think it might have been less.
Really?
Well, she got paid for the initial hourly recordings by ScanSoft, later Nuance, the company that provided the voice data, but received no additional compensation or royalties from Apple for her voice being used as Siri.
Wow.
That's crazy.
And they even almost took her first name.
Yeah. Susan.
That's crazy. Imagine talking to her. Imagine
Yeah.
ordering a coffee from her.
I was the original voice of Siri. Even though Apple used my voice without my knowledge, it's been a fun ride. Oh, she has a positive outlook on the world. She seems like a nice lady.
That's not good for pod content.
No.
Can there at least be a lawsuit or something? Aw, okay.
She made the voice recordings in 2005. Oh, that's crazy. So Apple didn't use her voice until 2011. So she like licensed her recordings to this company 6 years prior. And then they were like, oh, that's a pleasant AI voice. We should get her on.
You sound chill.
Yeah.
Well, there was one of these here in terms of voice, which is clearly, I don't know if anyone else feels this way or if you feel this way, but now I get pissed off when I have to type. Like I'm so used to every single text I do, I'm voice to text. I'm okay, cool. I'll be there in 5. Also, what are we having for dinner? Like Claude, ChatGPT, 90. If I'm not using the actual voice mode, I'm using the whatever iPhone like microphone, being like, "Yo, I need to do this. My mom's mad at me. How do I say sorry?" Like whatever. It's always voice. Now,
Yep.
anytime I have to like manually type or text something, I'm like, "Fuck, this is like way too much friction."
Yep.
And then I saw this post. 11 Labs crossed $330 million of ARR. They must have been on that unicorn list.
Yeah, I think
But
so.
it's crazy that I don't know if they were the first mover or what, but dude, that is nuts. $330 million of ARR to do like voice API and just voice generation.
Yeah, they were founded 3 years ago.
Holy shit.
And they're London based, which is nuts.
I've been monitoring the
guys from Poland who now live in. Wait, their inspiration for founding 11 Labs reportedly came from watching inadequately dubbed American films. That's a sick story. So yeah, they raised their $2 million pre-seed round 3 years ago to the day.
Wow. Imagine
mid-January 2023, they secured a $2 million pre-seed round. And that same year, they released their beta platform. In June of 2023, they raised a $19 million Series A at a valuation of $100 million from Andreessen Horowitz. That is crazy.
I mean, I wonder where most of their revenue comes from. I assume it's from the API, like everyone using it in their own shit. 2 million pre-seed before that's wild.
I mean, I guess I think that there are probably so many companies now that are, just wrapping this through the API. I mean, I've heard of so many, I've invested in a couple of them that are doing, customer support for logistics companies, or like DoorDash is using some of these things now. I think I don't know, but I think it's possible that of that 330 million, if they've signed like Instacart to do like AI customer support or something directly, or if a third-party wrapper company has signed them, it's possible that there's like 2 companies that are doing 100 million with 11 Labs, and the rest is just kind of like long tail revenue. I feel like that's usually how these things go.
Have you encountered the virtual receptionists yet?
Yeah.
Yeah. Those things those things are absolutely insane. I'm trying to find a good picture, but I can't even find a picture that is dystopian enough. Oh God. Okay. I guess this will do. Oh, wow. Zoom's getting in on it. But so I go to an appointment the other day and I walk in, and not only is the office is already like super dystopian. It's like these white walls, is a doctor's appointment, so it's all like sterile. And then I pull up and it was somehow worse than this. Like this is already like pretty bad, but there was like a special stand for it, and it was like it was like kind of looked like a human, and then there was just a laptop plopped on top, and there was this woman who I'm like, okay, she's for sure getting paid like $3 an hour, and she's like hey, like fill out this paperwork and the doctor should be right with you. Like,
Was it one of these? Because I feel like I've seen these on wheels and they like move around in the lobbies of.
dude, that is not real.
Yeah. No, I've been to the Upwork office way back in the day when I visited it. The door was locked. This is like 10 or 11 years ago. And I was like trying to get in, and this like dude in Asia, like on wheels, comes up to the door, and I was like, this is the most dystopian thing where I'm like locked out of the office as a visitor. And the
he's
receptionist
laughing
is
at
like
you.
on an iPad with wheels, like obviously can't unlock the door for me. And I was like, what do we do? Let me in. And the guy's like wheeling around in the lobby, like looking for some like developer to come let me in. It was insane. That was the day that I left technology and joined Burger King full time.
That is insane.
Yeah.
That seems like the thing is working remotely. I would totally like, there's been all these people trying to make plays that like, oh, we need to connect people who are doing remote work. And there's like these virtual workspaces. And like, of course, people just huddle each other. I would totally do that and just like fucking ram into my boy when he's trying to work and try to knock him over.
Totally. Yeah, this is but yeah, the iPad receptionist. I think it was one of those things that I think people were unwilling to deal with. And then 2020 happened. And with COVID, we all got like so used to dealing with just like virtual people again that I remember I remember in like 2021 leaving SFO airport and flying, I think somewhere overseas, or maybe it was to Hawaii. And you had to have like a virtual like COVID test appointment in the airport. It was like the worst. It was like,
oh my God.
You're talking to this like iPad doctor who's like sitting in like Maryland or whatever. And is like, have you had any symptoms of XYZ? And you're like, nope. And he's like, okay, you're good to get on the plane. It's like, what is happening? But yeah.
Dude, the COVID testing centers made so much money. It was essentially Spirit Halloween model, but during COVID, where these people were like renting this like this space in the middle of nowhere that was a piece of shit building, and I'm sure they were leasing it for like $5. And then they would just throw up. It was like, I remember going to one and it was like sketchy, and they just threw up a banner with the worst logo of all time. And they just bought like 1 billion of these like COVID tests, and then they would like stick it up your nose and then write something on a note card and be like, yeah, you're good.
Yeah, you're good. And then every time, like every 6 months, they'd be like, oh wait, like Pfizer just shipped 6 million COVID tests that don't actually work. And so they were like, oh, weird. The last 60,000 people that have come through don't have COVID. And then at some point we all just gave up on it.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Now it's a wrap.
Hey, shout out to Pfizer, big sponsor of the stream.
Shout out Pfizer. Shout out Bob's Testing in Kent, Washington.
Shout out Bob's Testing, Kent, Washington. Shout out
Alley.
Sales tax compliance. And some of the greatest Nike hat makers of all time. Rock this thing on the golf course as I'm learning to golf.
That's fire. So much corporate merch is. Anytime I'm in a thrift shop or I get something from a corporation, if it's Port Authority, we are not fucking with it. If you send me some Port Authority shit, it's going straight into the trash.
Kalshi barboard jacket. You know what I'm saying? $240 barber jacket sponsored by Kalshi. We actually have both Kalshi and Polymarket as sponsors. It's super confusing. So actually, Kevin is sponsored by Kalshi and I'm sponsored. That would be amazing. One of us is sponsored by one company, but not the other.
We should go over the Kalshi. We should just scroll through Kalshi and see what's going on. Maybe on Thursday. I'm trying to find like, I forget what made me think of it, but these. Oh yeah, the virtual receptionist. There's also the new like live shopping is like the new thing. Like it is people are ripping it. And there's these live streamers and it's hosted live streams, and it's kind of like pinball or golf where like you can like through donating like shoot a golf ball like and try to get it in the hole. And essentially what happens is all these people just shoot the golf balls at the hosts who are on stream, which is the future of robotics.
Wait, what platform is this on?
This is on TikTok.
Oh wow.
So let's see.
Yeah, the post about there was a post about how even though it feels like the world is very saturated with all of these games, you know, like Whatnot is into all of the spin the wheel games, and maybe you earn like a top, you know, graded Pokemon card or whatever. And then you have Kalshi and Polymarket. You have Robinhood that's now like integrated and partnered with these companies. That all feels saturated in one sense, but I think it's very early in another sense. Just because it's like young people don't want to wait to get rich. Everybody's looking for, if you can just do one action and maybe it'll make you 10 grand, people are just erring very far in that direction, which I think is one of the reasons maybe why Bitcoin is struggling. Like 5-10 years ago, it's like, oh, if you want to get rich, you just buy Bitcoin.
Right.
And now there's like a lot of problems with crypto and the whole space, and it just doesn't go up forever to the right anymore like it used to. And so people are like rotating out of these things and just like buying physical silver, buying watches, buying graded Pokemon cards, buying V-Friends, the whole NFT craze. So I think if these platforms can successfully keep young people's attention, this will also then like migrate into like older and older generations where you have like the people that right now are retired and like going and spending their like pension checks in casinos. By December of 2026, they're going to be betting on Kalshi.
Right. We just got a message from Santi. Utah, the first state to allow AI to renew medical prescriptions with no doctor involved. Doctronic, which sounds like Dr. Doofenshmirtz, also secured a malpractice insurance policy for their AI. Their system matches doctors. Okay, so it's going to be a lot easier for me to get Viagra. That's good.
We're back, baby. Okay, wait. So I use it as well. I mean, this makes sense. I mean, it doesn't make sense in a way, but it does in the sense that like I'm trying to think like the rough numbers, 4 or 5 friends that over the last, like, this is going back like 6 years, like when Hims first came out for like hair loss shit, like a friend used that. And like, you have to have a doctor's like approval to like get the prescription. But you just have like these virtual doctors that are just going, yep, yep, yep. Like, has anybody been rejected from like the online Viagra companies or the online hair pill companies or the online like GLP-1 companies? No, never. I've never once seen a tweet being like, oh, I was trying to like reverse my hair loss with Hims and my fake online doctor like rejected me. So It's like, if the fake online doctors are just going to let anybody through, then like AI should just let anybody through. I don't know.
What this reminds me of is, I don't even know how I remember this or if this is my mind tricking me, but I remember when I was younger walking along Long Beach or Venice Beach in California, and it was like every other store was like medical marijuana, like it was like all the signs were like the doctor's in, come in and get a medical marijuana card. And seems like exactly what's going on nowadays, except I think that like in one hand, like maybe this is good because it's like everyone's talking about like Mexico where it's like you can go and get like whatever medicine you want without needing a prescription. But then also it's like, do we really want people to have like unlimited access to like Adderall? Like, I don't know. Maybe.
I don't know.
It sounds fun, but it might not be the move.
Yeah. I think long term it's going to have pretty terrible ramifications, but it's like we're already, it's like the weed thing. We're already there. Anybody that wants fake medical marijuana can go get it so easily. It's like at some point that market just becomes saturated, which is basically what we've seen with like alcohol and weed, and like you can just get it anywhere. It's cheap, it's available. You might have a fake doctor involved. Like I think anybody who like the GLP stuff is early, but like anybody who wants like the online,
What is GLP? Am I stupid?
it's the like weight loss stuff.
Like Ozempic and
Yeah.
Wegovy? Okay.
GLP-1 receptor pills. So that's like Ozempic, Wegovy, Mounjaro are all like GLP-1s, which are used for oh, this is funny. Like there's like a real estate firm named GLP. And then glucogen like peptides. So yeah, these help manage blood sugar levels.
But why would you want a fake doctor when you can instead have
A Roomba be your doctor.
Yeah, exactly. You can talk to your doctor. You can get prescriptions through your Roomba. I keep getting ads for this on Facebook. This is great for people who play pickleball.
Choose Ace Mate over a practice partner.
Don't play with people anymore. This
This is
uses
great.
AI technology so that it can rally with you. You don't need a pickleball partner anymore. Stop asking your friends to play tennis. Hit it with this thing and it'll give you stats. See, on one hand, like I'm making fun of it right now, but I would totally like go play with this thing maybe. I wonder if it's like a hot tub where you use it 5 times and you're like, actually,
Yeah.
I'm good.
Yeah, this feels because unless it's like really good. That's the thing with this. I think it has to be really good. If it's like a really good fake partner, I could totally see it like replacing just like texting a buddy and being like, yo, meet me at the paddle court. Can it play all games? Can it do tennis?
It can do
paddle,
tennis and pickleball right now.
Pickleball? What about paddle? The fastest growing sport in the world.
Yeah. I think it's a setup. I think they
now we're
raised
getting to
$1
the
million.
real questions. It should talk shit. It should say like, you owe me a beer afterwards if you can't beat me in this game.
It's like this is why your last girlfriend left you.
Yeah, you're terrible.
And it steals your data.
Yep. It's good.
So yeah, on today's episode, electric nails that you can change color, new sports. These new sports also have robots that you can play with. Gemini, hundreds of millions of dollars.
This is
and
good.
the road to our first sponsorship.
We've got 6 sponsors already. So we've got Polymarket, we've got Kalshi, we've got Numeral Sales Tax Compliance, we've got Marlboro, we've got Pfizer, and we've got the Leering Center. Pretty good.
And Bob's COVID testing.
It's pretty good for our first month in streaming business. We'll take it. Yeah, Bob's COVID testing.
Yeah, is this episode 5? And now we're becoming really official with the Slack. And wow, wait, does that pop up to everybody? It says someone scan the QR code. That's fire.
Sure.
Yep.
Scan the QR code.
Guys, join the Slack. We don't know what we're
talk with us in Slack. We're gonna go. Are we gonna go to Kevin? Thank you for chatting. More people should chat. I feel like last time we had more chats, but we had some good ones this week. Kevin was here. Santi was here. Michael Girdley was here. Hitesh was here. Dennis was here. Like every stream, no women were here.
Yep.
This is a dudes only stream.
We had
maybe the Pink Bible app company wants to sponsor us.
Yeah.
The Women's Bible Company.
We're open to any sponsorships. Kalshi and the Bible.
Right. It's like the epitome of we should go after the 7 deadly sins and get like a gun company to sponsor us, like a food delivery company for gluttony, and just kind of go down the list. OnlyFans.
I'm so down.
All right. Are we gonna go? Are we gonna do this twice a week? Is this the thing?
I'm down.
Okay.
Especially once we make money, because I'm fueled by the 7 deadly sins.
Send us a DM. Send us a DM if your company wants to pay us to not stream on Thursdays, and send us a DM if you want us to stream on Thursdays. Like, we'll take the sponsorship either way. We'll either take money to do this less, or we'll take money to do it more. We don't care.
Right. You
We're
can
capitalists.
silence us.
Yeah,
You can pay to silence us.
exactly. Yep. All right. Thanks all for being here. We'll possibly see you on Thursday. If not, next Tuesday. Raised and Confused. See you in the Slack. Scan this thing, I think. We'll see.
And on all other social medias coming up soon.
TikTok, Reddit,
Quora,
Theranos.
Quora.
We'll see you there. Quibi. We're on
Path.
Quibi.
We're on all the defunct socials.
Path. All right. We'll see you over on Path. Later,
Chipotle
everybody.
rewards app.
Yeah. Scan this for free guacamole. All right. We'll see you there. Later.